And welcome back to the Zolteus Gaming Channel. I'm your host, Zolteus. Back with another episode of Empire of Sin Boss Review. Let's take a look. We've covered quite a few of them so far. I think we're at just over half. So we've already covered Elvira and Joseph, Stephanie. We just got finished covering Alphonse, or Al Capone. Now we're going to talk about Frankie Donovan. Alright, so Empire bonus for Frankie Donovan. He also, like, I want to say, Angelo Jenna revolves around the booze racket.
Who the fuck are you?
The difference here is brewery production rate at plus 5%, whereas
What's the crack?
Angelo Jenna focuses more on security and upgrades. Production rate is up 5%. So if you invest heavily in the amount you can produce, you're going to produce 5% more. You establish 20 breweries, it's basically like you have 21 breweries. That sounds like a lot, but in this game, you can have, 40 or 50 rackets in one neighborhood. If you've got 10 neighborhoods, that's a lot. And if you take over all of them and make them all breweries, obviously you should not do that. But if you were to do that, you could make a ton of brew. And then Speakeasy. Speakeasy word of mouth cost minus 20%. So word of mouth is a double-edged sword. It's going to make it much more enticing for more people to come through, but it's also going to raise heat because the cops are going to hear word of it, right? Word of mouth. But the cost of upgrading word of mouth is minus 20%. So if you like if you like to take those kind of risks, and you've got police in your back pockets, I mean, that's a no-brainer right there, because hands down, word of mouth is going to increase the amount of people that patronize your speakeasies exponentially more than any other method that you can do it. So, interesting, but pretty decent Empire bonuses here. Diplomatic bonus. So bygones be bygones. Negative effects with other factions from previous wars is minus 50%. So if for some reason you get into a war with another boss and you don't take him down and you just have your back and forths, your negative effects from that previous war will be halved in comparison to everyone else. So if you want to make amends with any of those bosses that you got into a war, say you were, you got into a war with one boss, and they happened to have a defensive pact with another boss, and they jumped in because of that pact, and you were like, I didn't want to really do war with this other boss. You can still make amends with that other boss. You could probably still make amends with the boss that you purposely were fighting with if you wanted to. But that is, if you're planning on having a lot of issues, and you start wars, at a minimum, this diplomatic bonus is going to make it easier for you to make amends if that's the route you want to take. So all diplomatic bonuses are situational. This one, pretty decent if you're gonna put it on the harder difficulties, because you're gonna see a lot more. What do we want to call it? You're going to see a lot more of the situations where other people are drawn in, and friendly fire may happen, and it's not going to be friendly because they're going to be attacking you, but something you didn't want to have happen, it's going to happen, especially in the harder difficulty. So that can be a pretty decent diplomatic bonus depending on the type of playthrough. So boss ability, Unleash Fury. Unleash a flurry of devastating melee attacks against your opponent. Every kill renews your fury and restores your AP, but causes you to become exhausted. Okay, so basically, this looks like you target someone. You don't just do what not what Frankie Donovan, because we're reviewing him, but what Frank Reagan does. Which is one massive blow. But this is, I'm going to go and just bam, 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 bam. And that's going to renew, your fury and restore your AP, which means you can do more, causes you to become exhausted. So let's see exactly how this affects us. All right, here with Frankie Donovan. All right, let's equip. It's not going to matter. He's melee, and I probably should have checked as far as melee goes with Frank Reagan. However, I think his ability is strictly based on the skill and not the melee weapon you equip. I don't believe we didn't have a melee weapon equipped. We do not, yet he is holding a melee weapon. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But, either way, we've got that. Let's see how this works for us. We are going to find some combat to test this out with. And, you know, just like you know, my favorite way to do this is with thugs. So, let's see what we can find. Hey, and wouldn't you know it, we found Frank Reagan. But fortunately for us, we're not interested in doing this. This is just a boss review. But I happen to find 6 thugs, and some of them are right next to each other, which means we might be able to get a few hits in succession. So we're gonna see how this works out for us. Test this ability in a few different ways, but this will be interesting. Let's see what we can do here. Hey fellas, how you doing? Alright, so attack the target with a flurry of melee strikes, kills restore AP, and reset the ability's cooldown. And it looks like we have options, and we can hit any of these guys. And I think it has to be within melee range, but either way, let's see what we can do.
Come here to me.
Ooh, that was 150 damage. Are we exhausted? We are exhausted. So let's see. What is exhausted? So 2 rounds remaining. Minus 20% melee damage. Minus 2 movement. Minus 50 melee. Holy moly. So we saw 150 damage happen just now. Let's see. So now we're at 25% chance to hit. 60% chance to crit. So it means the 3... hits, or sorry, it says times 4. The 4 potential hits we have has the potential to do a crit, which means it negates that 25%. So we have the potential to take down all 6 of these guys if we do it right. So what we're going to do, and the reason I say do it right, is we're going to do it that way. We're going to go here, attack. If we can go here and attack this guy, that's what we would want to do if we take this person down. Now, obviously, people are going to move, but let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can't.
Right away. Come here to me. You fucking prick.
So he missed all of them, which is unfortunate. And here's the potential drawback to doing something like this or trying something like this. Now we've got a 6 turn cooldown. We're still exhausted. We still got 1 round remaining of that. Now, fortunately for us, this is all based on melee, so we don't have to worry about that. We can, you know, we can fire our weapon and be good to go. But now I'm surrounded by 5 guys. I'll take one down with this gun because it's an amazing gun. I pre-ordered this game, so I got a bunch of little perks. But, you know, that's going to be the issue with this. See, 87... You know, 87, 87, 87, 83, 83, 82. So we could take all these guys down. If we had an area of effect, that would be great too. But this is a situation you can put yourself in if you miss. I'm going to try this one again just to see if I can't get multiple hits. Another thing that I would also recommend is when you use this ability, I would recommend anytime you have the ability and you go to attack the next guy in succession, so when you're exhausted, if you can put yourself in cover after that, do it if you can. Like if someone moved over here and no one moved into this spot, that would be perfect because then they would have a harder time hitting you. They'd have to come after you. You have some time to set up, maybe use a healing if you needed to, but either way. So let's see if we can't get, you know, multiple setups here.
Right away.
So we're going to go after this guy.
I'm gonna batter you.
Yeah, see, 4 crits. That's 200 damage. We happen to hit all of them. Now we are We are exhausted. So kills restore AP and reset the ability's cooldown. So if we can say take this guy, I would really actually prefer to do it from right there. But either way, let's go here. If we can take this guy down,
Will do. Not a bother.
we have
Come
some
here,
potential.
Nick.
So miss, miss,
Gotcha.
miss, miss, miss. So what the heck, man? But either way, this guy has to get close. Does some damage. This guy's right next to me, so he's gonna, do a lot of damage. All right, Frank Reagan's guys, whatever. So now this guy has to get in a new position. So it works in our favor. We have some cover. It's not a lot, but they're all gonna have to get in position. This would be perfect if you had an area of effect spray person. And this guy's not going to be able to attack us this round. But it failed again. I am going to find a situation where it will work, where we get multiple with this ability. 60% chance to crit. You would think with 4 hits you would have a decent chance to hit at least 1, if not 2. But, it is what it is. Let's try again. All right, we got him. We got him. We can move. We've got 2 AP, so that's good. If we target this guy and we hit him, we have the ability to take him down. So it does reset. It does give you all of your points back, so that's good. Bonus damage 10 plus 10. All right, cool. So it's all a percentage. It's a percentage game. See, hit, it says 0%. Did it stack? No, it didn't stack. It says hit chance 0%. All of these guys are 0%, both of them. But you have a crit chance 60%, so it's still a 60% chance to hit. I'm gonna push this, but we know that it works that way. I don't think I'm gonna actually hit this time, which is unfortunate. Yeah, see, it just the 0%. I think it's a numbers game, and the numbers, even with the 60% chance to crit, actually reduces that percentage based on the algorithm that they use to determine percentage. When I use the gun, it's going to go up exponentially because I'm not doing melee anymore. I'm not exhausted. But yeah, it does work. If you get lucky, you can take down multiple people at a time. As far as, let's say, usefulness for combat, he's going to rank down amongst the bosses, because as we've seen in some of the previous videos, some of those bosses' abilities in combat are insane. Unfortunately for Frankie Donovan, he can do a massive amount of damage with this. So one of the biggest utilities for this ability is going to be if you have a guy that has like 150 plus hit points that you need to take down, or even a boss that you need to take down. Chances are, if Frankie crits every time, it's going to be one shot and done. That's going to be the big draw to Frankie Donovan's ability. If not, and you're in a situation where you have a bunch of people around you, his ability is going to be extremely situational. So like if all of your guys are at like 10 hit points left, and you desperately need to take down at least one guy, and you're not afraid to have your boss go down and not die. For the most part, your bosses will always have the four round timer to be able to be picked up. But if you desperately need one person down, Frankie Donovan's ability is going to take someone down. It's highly unlikely that it won't. So it has that utility. However, its general combat usefulness is going to be questionable. If you just want to drop on guys and take at least one guy down, you're going to be able to do it easy. And the nice thing is, when you do it out of combat, you're going to be able to determine exactly how things are set up. However, you're still going to get the exhaustion debuff. And so if you're okay with, you know, losing movement, losing melee damage, you know, it's going to be give and take. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys, but that's going to be it for Frankie Donovan. Like and subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you in the next video.